Alright, it is early September 1862. This should be a short video. Not much happened this turn. The only kind of moves I'm going to be making, one out here far west, is I'm splitting my force up here. I'm going to try to go around him, kind of force him to fall back. He may try to go forward. If so, I'll just pursue him. And that's that. In Missouri and Arkansas, I'm still burning these forts and villages here just to clear my left flank this way. Again, in the winter, I'll probably pull these guys out, put a division here, and then take a division east. I was able to burn this depot, so that's good. Did I get any morale this turn? I lost morale due to neutral value. Pulling him back here. He's got Fremont here with nobody under him for whatever reason. Not much to happen here. I'm pulling this corps back, trying to get my fleet out of there. And I'm gonna put this cavalry division down here, and then end up putting this kind of volunteer division over in Richmond so he can get trained up, and I'll probably siphon off another division from here and move them east as well. If you'll notice here, Grant's not here anymore. So Rosecrans is the army commander, looks like. I think. Yeah. So I'm not sure where Grant is. I imagine he's moving him over to Virginia to kind of stop me from taking DC. Either way, I kind of got enough force here where he's not going to push this way. I would imagine he's going to kind of come over here and start taking this area, kind of just defend himself here for the moment, and then come over and take these. Johnson doesn't really have a good force over here, a bunch of volunteers. He does have that elite cavalry unit, but that's not going to hold up against infantry divisions. So that's all I got going there. I'm going to build a depot here because this is going to be my line. Like, I can transfer supply up here as long as I'm going to stay up here. Out in Virginia, I think I mentioned this in a video before. There's a bug to where, like, when you go into a region, if there's an enemy in the field, you should have to attack them first before taking the city, but I took Harper's Ferry without a fight. I mean, it does say he tried to retreat in the log, so maybe it did work properly, but either way, I took the city without a fight, but he's still in the region. That being said, I don't, like, he had a core here. I don't know where it went. I don't know if he's using that screening card, but my fear is that he's pulled back up here somewhere and he's going to try to maybe land on Richmond. I'm gonna take the chance right now that he's not going to do that in the next couple of turns. It does concern me. I know Grant's gone, and it would take him 1 or 2 turns to get over here. Although you can deploy an army commander from across the map as long as there's rail movement. So I actually might have to rethink this now. I may have to send a corps down here for the time being until I can figure out what's going on. Although, if he does bring Grant over and he's got a corps going somewhere, I might be able to relocate the capital and then maybe try to take Richmond, and then maybe try to come back down, or take Washington, come back down and take Richmond. That being said, he's still got McDowell here. I'm railing Longstreet back down here just in case he tries to jump over. I don't know what he's done with that corps. And then I got Jackson doing Scorched Earth again to kind of regain cohesion, and then I think I'm gonna move him into this region as well. That way, at least DC will be on my doorstep. I need him to regain cohesion. Like he's just like I keep bringing this up, but like Dole's here. Like some of these units, 22 out of 103 cohesion, 63, 37, 27. Like it's just low fighting force. You got Colston here, 47. Like it's almost like I only have half his force to bear. But I wanted to just kind of leave him be for one turn and regain cohesion, but I'm not sure I have the time to do that. I at least want to get him in this region so he'll be on the rail line. So we'll just see what happens. I don't know. I don't know what will eventually happen. I may just have to rethink this, but he could get here in a turn. He would have the support of the other corps. I think I may just go ahead and do that because I have to threaten DC, and I have to do it now, especially because I have the suspicion he's going to maybe try to sweep around and take Richmond. I do have Johnston here, but this ain't enough force. I mean, it may stop one good division. And of course, I've finally got Taylor over here training up troops, so we'll see what happens. Got a cavalry unit, gonna go push him out, rebuilding the rails with this one. So we'll see what happens. And that's another reason why I'm suspicious, because he's kind of tearing these rail lines back here. Like he's got, I think these are some Cav guys, but I think he's been out of his base for a while. Like I would think he would try to turn back by now, and so he wouldn't go low on supply and start taking hits off attrition, which kind of reinforces my idea that he's trying to cut up rail lines so that I just can't get back here to Richmond. This could lose me the game. I'm not railing anybody down to Richmond this turn. I'll kind of see what I have next turn. If he's got nothing here and I've got my guys here, like even if he's got somebody coming the next turn, I might as well just attack DC. And I may do that at the same time moving my capital to Atlanta. So we'll see what happens. I'm going to think about this for a minute, so I may change what I do, but as for now, I was putting Jackson here. And of course, I got these guys on attack too to try to attack him. And I got this corps moving over and this one moving back over here. So we'll see what happens, and we'll run the turn. Thanks. Alright, it is late September 1862. A few things happened. I'll kind of just go from west to east here like I always do. So out here, looks like something's under siege here. I think it's an Indian unit, so not sure what's going to happen there. This guy, although he's lost a lot of cohesion already, I'm moving him, trying to get him around here to make him eventually retreat back up here, and then I'll take Vegas and kind of do the same thing with this city here and try to get around him until he's left with just nothing, and maybe I can besiege him or draw him out in the open. I'm leaving this unit here just in case he tries to attack me. I think I'll be fine. Although he does have a good sized force here. He's got 2 commanders, supply unit, so we'll see what happens. This might be a mistake, but I think at the end of the day, even if he does attack here and does well, I can always build up another regiment down here, so I should be fine. Here in Arkansas, in the Indian Territory in Missouri, I'm getting rid of all these little forts and cities here. And as I mentioned, probably late October or early November, I'm going to pull a division out, pull it back, move it east. If he comes for me, he's still got 2 divisions here. I might, with the entrenchment bonus here, I may be able to hold 2 divisions with 1 division. In fact, I'm pretty confident that I can. So, and of course, if he brings a 3rd division out here, that's fine with me. I'll just burn the depot, retreat, go back to Fort Smith. Out here, he sent a supply wagon here, so he's probably gonna build a depot. That's fine. He's actually going through this West Tennessee a lot slower than I thought he would, so got a couple of units here. I may pull him out of here pretty soon. I'm not sure if I'm going to be building any more Missouri troops, so I may just want to pull him back here. Of course, this, as you know, this little small army here is just elite cavalry and volunteers, so it isn't very good. Just building rails here. He's moving his partisans and rangers down south. I had a depot here, but I burned it because I knew he'd come for it and I couldn't defend it. So that's probably what he was coming for anyway. I don't really need this rail line here. I'm building a depot here in Winchester just so I can get supply easier to these guys. Eventually these guys are going to pull back to this area here, and if needs be, to Chattanooga. You don't want to lose Chattanooga. So what I did here is I consolidated, I had 3 corps here. I consolidated it into Beauregard, and actually I might detach Beauregard, just make another corps. But anyway, I got 2 divisions. I got one under Forrest here, all volunteers, ready to be trained up. I'm moving them to Virginia to get these guys trained up, plus to get Forrest out there, because I think this game I'm going to have to try to take DC, so that's my plan. And then I got these 2 other divisions here. I'm pulling them back here, and then I'm going to, what they are is, some of them are good troops, like this is a good division, it's just not full up yet, and this is some cavalry, so I'm going to bring them down here. I've got a cavalry division here, plus some more volunteers and artillery, so I'll probably just get 1 good division out here to protect my depot for when I eventually move back. Oh, the only battle out here was a river battle, which did horrible. If you can see here, I got 61 power. He still got 227. I'm just trying to get him out of there. There's really nothing else I can do. I can try to pull him down to one of these harbors down here, but you can't go past this region. It's a game thing. So, you know, I could try to pull him into one here, but I can't defend it, so I'd still have to move him pretty quickly. So they're either just going to get destroyed, and all that's left basically is the ironclads. There's 1 gunboat left, and looks like 1 transport, so is what it is. If they can't get out, there's nothing I can do. I kind of managed that poorly earlier in the game, which I should have been more careful with my fleet. But I won't get back into the earlier game again. You know, I kind of botched this Tennessee situation. Oh, the battle. If you open it up here, I lost 8 men. He didn't lose anything, so he's all set here. He's pretty good. Now, you go out to Virginia. Of course, ton going on this game. I'll get to the small battle first. This is Nelson, right? He's got that little cavalry division under Stone here. He got tore up pretty badly. I mean, he's got a lot of men. That's just over 2,300. He lost 500, and he's low on supply. I just had mine Trent. Actually, I had more men than him. Oh, well. But, I mean, he had better troops. These are volunteers and 1 regular light infantry, but they were entrenched a little bit, so battle went in my favor. if you look at his unit here, it looks like he's out of supply completely. Got a power 21, so hopefully he loses a lot more men to attrition. He's either going to pull them out this way or try to get through here, so hopefully I get a lot more out of that to destroy him. I got my cavalry unit moving here, try to catch him. Got another one moving here to repair the lines. Of course, I got Taylor here training up people. Trying to get a division in here, a better one. Right now, don't have much, but trying to do the best I can. We'll try to keep at least a division here with the threat of him just coming to DC and taking it. So two pretty big battles. One, I'd say overall is kind of a wash, what happened here. The first one here was pretty horrible for me. It was right where that fort is. I attacked with 35,000 against his 60. I lost about 3,300. What's that? 7,000. About 22 to 2,300 more troops than him. Looks like. Jackson didn't join the fight. You know, I was hoping he would, but I didn't do well. I had a river crossing penalty and. Says I won the battle because I pushed him out, but he still has the stockade there. It's under siege. But another thing he did is he went across and attacked Alexandria, which I kind of figured he would. He's pretty aggressive. I was able to get Longstreet there, but he was isolated by himself. Now I did win the casualty numbers. I lost 5,750. He lost 9,077, but he did push me out. So that's why I say this is kind of a wash. I mean, he took a few more casualties, and he didn't take Alexandria either. But he's got a power of 204 here. I'm not sure if him activating his turn would, you know, he'd be able to take Alexandria. He may even be so bold as to rail this guy over here and try to take it. I don't know. But my plans are now, plus he's got Kearney over here, which is still on the rail line. He could come right back over and take Harper's Ferry. I'm not so worried if he does that at the moment. I do have both of these regions at 100% control, so he can't just rail through to get to Washington in one turn. It'd take him a couple of turns. My initial thought was, being as aggressive as he is to just move Jackson right here, and he may try to come up here and he just intercept him. Him thinking I'd probably try to come back down to Alexandria. But I think that's a little too risky for me. You know, if he comes back down here, that's fine. Because either way, he'd be able to get Kearney back over here in a turn or two anyway. So I'm keeping Longstreet right here. Because I can't have him getting through here. You know, if he comes and attacks me again, that's fine. With this better core here, because then he'd be behind me and I'd have Jackson here. So Jackson should be able to get to Alexandria in 8 turns. I still hold Alexandria, and if he gets here, he should be supported by these 2 corps, and I think I have him plenty on numbers right now. I don't know what he's got coming in. I do see he's got Grant up here. So he's probably building another. He's going to put everybody under Grant eventually. I'm trying to break up some rail lines here. So we'll see what happens. I kind of had the idea of Jackson going there, hoping Kearney would come, but I can't just chance that. I also had the idea of kind of railing him down and up and then coming up to Alexandria, because I don't know if he's going to bring this corps down here. It would get rid of my river crossing penalty if he's here. So I just thought the best thing to do, plus he was kind of already on his way into this region, so I thought the best thing to do was to just push him towards Alexandria. Now I would put him on red, but if I do that, he's going to assault this fort, and then I'd have to put him on red for him to assault Alexandria too, just in case he takes it, and that may just be too much for him. So I just got him on orange. I can push him out, and I can always take the Alexandria the next turn. So that being said, I've put the money and recruits I have into my chits here. I put 6 into regular infantry, 2 into cavalry. I still have 4 and 2 in my light and regular artillery, and I still have 5 in that, so I should be good there. I still got him building in North Carolina, but I just don't have the money to build any more troops at the moment. Although I might build another artillery piece, we'll see. But anyway, I'm going to get this run and get this sent over to Tim.
All right, what's up, everybody? It's late September 1862. I had Josh send me over the turn. Normally we do 2 turns per person, but he's got some stuff going on, so he didn't think he'd be able to get to the turn, so I had him send it over to me. I did start working on it, but I wanted to dive into exactly what happened here before I got too far into my different movements. And then what I'll do is I'll come back, cover everything that I'm doing, and then obviously send it back over to him for further action. But Virginia is all sorts of messed up right now, and it's messed up for both of us. So I was able to get Kearney out of there. I think there was a fight, but I was able to get him out. So he's over here. I don't think he's too tore up. Yeah, he looks pretty good. So it looks pretty good. But then so I thought he was going to go all in on Kearney and try and really, put a whipping on that core, since he was isolated from the rest of my army. Instead, he kind of did like both. So he went after Kearney, but then he moved back over towards Alexandria and this fort. And so I lost the battle at the fort, although it wasn't all that significant. But then I won the battle at Alexandria, but I also suffered significant casualties. So basically what's funny is he suffered the number of casualties at the fort that I suffered at Alexandria. So it ended up being kind of a split, kind of right up the middle in terms of casualties, with the same result for him as for me. So let me just dive into it. No, first, what I want to note here is I have a core down here in Alexandria, and a core in DC, and then Kearney, who's taken the rail down, and he'll be down here in allegedly 11 days. So hopefully next turn, all 3 of my corps are united. Grant is also over in the theater now. These corps are now under Grant, and so starting next turn, you'll see those bonuses to their modifiers from him, and then he'll also be leading one of these corps, and then hopefully from here on out be the kind of commanding general for the battles. For him, you can see Longstreet split off from the rest of his army because he was in Alexandria, because he railed him in there, but then lost. So now he's in Manassas. And then Smith, who engaged Kearney over here at Harper's Ferry, is over here in the stockade. And although he won the battle here, he has not taken this region or the stockade. And then Jackson's up here kind of in this far left or far northern flank. I don't know what he's going to do with him, so that should be interesting. So let's go over Fairfax. So this is the Battle of Alexandria, and this is where I lost a lot of dudes, even though I got the victory. So I was orange, but he railed in, and it looks like he got in there before I did, because it looks like he's probably on the defensive. I don't know. It's unclear. Let's see, did he get an entrenchment bonus? Yeah. So he technically got there before I did. Which, again, I didn't expect him to be there. So if I had known he was going to send a corps down to Alexandria, I probably would have not done this because I got the river crossing penalty. But it wasn't that long of a battle. It's only 2 rounds. We lost a lot of troops, probably because of the river crossing penalty. But we ended up winning the battle He only had 26,000. We had 60,000. That's the only reason we won the battle. So he had just his one corps under Longstreet engage. It looks like Smith wasn't at that fort stockade yet, and that's why we were able to engage Longstreet single corps against our 2 corps, and that's why we won the battle there. So he fell back to Manassas, but and for some reason it was Hamilton that was running the battle. I'm not sure of that. That's kind of weird. But Whipple was the actual corps that fought there in Alexandria, and he's tore up. So Reynolds needs some healing here. Doubleday got tore up, and Reno got tore up. So I'm sending those guys back to DC. I'm not going to try and hold Alexandria because chances are he's going to bring Jackson down and try and attack me. I'm going to pull him back to DC, consolidate, push him out of this fort region, and then probably take advantage of my numbers at that point, because I should have more numbers than him in the next turn or two, and then I could potentially shift the momentum here and get back at him. So I'm gonna get out of there. But yeah, he did a number on this core. The numbers, my troop numbers aren't bad. It's just the overall what do you call it? Why am I blanking on it right now? Cohesion. Yeah. So because I got 33, 35, and 43. So yeah, okay size core there. All right. So that was the first battle, was Alexandria, which is under siege at the moment. Nelson, I didn't think he'd have any guys here protecting this depot. Apparently he did, and we lost that one. Although kind of interesting, we lost it because I have artillery. I think because we're just out of supply, might be part of it. I'm gonna send him down here, and then bring a navy up, and for 2 reasons. One, to board him onto the navy and get him out of there. But then 2, if he sees this big navy down here, he might freak and think I'm going for Richmond, because he only has like a brigade in Richmond, as we saw, I think, last turn or the turn before that. That'll make him think twice about any further actions up here, at least for the short term. And then that'll help me, I think, kind of reset and also kind of put the pressure on him. So that was down there. And then the last battle in Virginia, which is the fort, this is where that was like the opposite, right? So we lost a little bit more troops than he did down in Alexandria. But he lost about as many troops as I did in Alexandria. And it was a defeat for us here, which is funny, right? Because down in Alexandria, we lost more troops, but it was a victory. But he was red. He had the river crossing penalty. We engaged with 2 of our corps. It looks like 1 corps, maybe. Yeah. You notice his corps are a little bit bigger in manpower than mine. And a lot of that has to do with a lot of my line infantry were militia that were trained up to line infantry. And the militia units have, by nature, less troops per regiment than the conscripts and the line infantry that you recruit, which will change as we go forward in the game. But that was kind of my cheap way of funding my Eastern theater while I built up my Western theater. Sorry, my phone keeps going off. All right, and this was a fairly short battle too, but there you go. So that was here. Jackson didn't engage in that either, which is interesting. And I thought he engaged Kearney, but I guess not. Kearney got out of there scot clean. Probably because he tried to kind of have his cake, eat it too. He's probably trying to attack Kearney here, a red, and then move him over here, red. And because he was moving out of the region and I was moving out of the region, that led to him not engaging him, I'm guessing. Okay, and then over here, over in the east, or the west rather, his ironclad fleet tried to get out of there. Didn't happen. Sunk a gunboat. I didn't lose anything, and he is trapped. So he's here. I'm here, and I'm not going to let him through. It's not going to happen. Although my ammo is a little low. Probably want to bring a few river transports over. Who's that guy? Huh. I'll probably bring a few river transports down, connect them to that, which I'll just do right now while I'm thinking about it. All right. Besides that, not a whole lot else going on. I was able to connect these guys now with Fremont. So these guys are all connected. He's all consolidated right here, it looks like, at Rutherford, Tennessee. Got Beauregard, Polk. And that looks like it. Now, Forney should be a 2-star. So I don't know what's showing. Oh, a 2-star. Johnson, 2-star. Okay. So he's got 3 core there. I've got 3 core. I'll probably bring this guy down. Leave a division here across the river. Maybe connect him with a 2-star so that I can bring support from Nashville, but reinforce Nashville so it's nice and consolidated. Because I got these guys here too, right? My force here is actually much stronger than it looks, and I'm going to structure that accordingly. We did get Granger, 322. That's nice. So we're getting a lot of good division commanders the last 2 turns, which is awesome. And yep, we got enlistments. So we did, I think, $1.50 for that. So we already burned through most of our cash. Yeah, we spent a lot of money on the conscripts, but we got 350 conscripts, looks like. Nice. Okay, so before I finish up my moves here and then jump back on to record those, I just want to mention last turn I missed this. So early September, our morale was 94. Now you notice this turn it's 94. There was no change from everything I just showed you in terms of morale. But what happened last turn was the Emancipation Proclamation. We got, I think, 5 morale from that. And then we also got an additional morale from our, I think it was like National Resiliency and Fighting Spirit or something. So we're doing really well in morale considering everything that's happened this year. That bodes well for 63, I think. Particularly now that our economy is in full swing and we're getting about $106 a turn just from our shipping. So I think this winter we're going to spend building up for the 63 offensive and targeting specific areas like New Orleans, really putting the heat on them over here in Virginia and so forth. But I'm feeling pretty good right now. I was feeling the pressure a little bit a few turns ago. But I feel good about the situation. He's kind of scattered about. He doesn't have this fort yet. I have Grant over here. I have more troops now. Our numbers are equal. If not, I have more troops now. I have better generals than I did even a few turns ago. And then, obviously, the West is going pretty well for us. So I'm feeling pretty good about the game so far. I do have the 4 artillery and the supply to bring down to Paducah to start building this redoubt here, which I'll start in the next turn as well. And then let me finish up the rest of my moves here, come back, show those to you, and then we'll get the turn back over to Josh, and he'll actually run the turn from his end once he does his thing.